Okay. Yeah, they have a whole new world, which is about Aladdin and Jasmine. As it with Aladdin says, what if Jafar was the first one to summon a genie instead of Aladdin? What would happen? Because Aladdin summoned the genie on accident at first. And then, after he had 2 wishes, I think it is, Jafar took the lamp, took Genie, became his master. Yeah, Jafar steals the genie's lamp. He uses his first 2 wishes to become Sultan, the most powerful sorcerer in the world. Agrabah lives in fear, waiting for his third and final wish. To stop the power-mad ruler, Aladdin and his deposed Princess Jasmine must unite the people of Agrabah in a rebellion. But soon their fight for freedom threatens to tear the kingdom apart in a costly civil war. What happens next? A street rat becomes a leader, a princess becomes a revolutionary, and readers will never look at the story of Aladdin the same way again. And I heard it's not that much different from the movie, other than Jafar gets the lamp first. That's what. I mean, the reviews aren't good. But I'm still going to go ahead and read it. And that's the first book in the A Twisted Tale series that Liz Branswell did. Then you have Once Upon a Dream, which is Aurora's story. It said, what if the Sleeping Beauty never woke up? Once Upon a Dream marks the second book and a new YA line that reimagines classic Disney stories in surprising new ways. It should be simple. A dragon defeated a slumbering maiden. Prince goes to wake her up. But when said prince falls asleep as soon as his lips meet the princess, it is clear that this fairy tale is far from over. With a desperate fairy's last curse infiltrating her mind, Princess Aurora will have to navigate a dangerous, magical landscape deep in the depths of her dreams. Soon she stumbles upon Philip, a charming prince eager to join her quest, but with Maleficent's agents following her every move, Aurora struggles to discover who her true allies are, and moreover, who she truly is. Time is running out. Will the Sleeping Beauty be able to wake herself up? It's getting annoying. I am really sorry. You can really hear that. I hope not. But yeah, Sleeping Beauty, she pricks her finger. She falls in a deep sleep. Prince kisses her. She wakes up. So instead of that, he falls asleep too, along with her. So, and then, yes, second book. Then you have third for Bells. And then, they have, Ariel's coming this year on September 4th. As part of your world. What if Ariel had never defeated Ursula? 5 years after the twisted events of the film, Ariel is now the Queen of Atlantica, and Ursula is running Eric's kingdom on land. But when the Sea Witch threatens Atlantica once more, Ariel finds herself returning to a world and a prince she thought she left behind forever. So, is it when Ursula became the human, and then she's gonna marry Eric because Eric thought she was Ariel because of her singing voice because Ursula took Ariel's singing voice to trick Eric. So, I mean, is that it? Where he's married to Ursula? Or what? So it should be interesting. I can't seem to find... Can't seem to find Mulan's one. There's Mulan. Okay. Mulan's one is by Elizabeth Lim instead of Liz Braswell, so that's why I couldn't find it. Getting aggravated. Really sorry about this. But it's pretty much about Mulan travel to the underworld because Shang was killed by Shan Yu in battle. So he ends up going to the underworld. He's dead. So she travels to the underworld to save him. But King Yama, the ruler of the underworld, which is Dai Yu, is not willing to give Shang up easily. With the help of Shang's great lion guardian, Shishi, Mulan must traverse Dai Yu to find Shang's spirit, face Heron obstacles, and leave by sunrise, or become King Yama's prisoner forever. Moreover, Mulan is still disguised as the soldier called Ping. Wrestling with this decision to reveal her true identity to her closest friend, will Mulan be able to save Shang before it's too late? Will he ever be able to trust her again? Or will she lose him and be lost in the underworld forever? So, in the movie Mulan, when they're in the battle with Shan Yu, Mulan is the one that's injured. So in this retelling, instead of Mulan being injured, it's Shang, and Shang dies because of being wounded. And he doesn't know that Mulan's a woman, still known as Ping, because he doesn't find out she's Mulan until after she's wounded and the doctors are taking care of her. And the doctor reveals that he's in fact Mulan and not Ping. So yeah. So there's those. I got that at Target. It was like 20% off the price, which was like $10. I think it was like $7 something, I believe. So there's that. And after this video, I will be doing my TBR list of this month. I'll be starting those. Hopefully get those done. And then next I have the Death Cure Maze Runner movie edition by James Dashner. So, I have the Scorch Trials. I have Death Cure, which is the latest movie and series. And I'm hoping to find get the Maze Runner. Hoping to get the movie edition, because I want to complete the set when they do all eventually. Because after this, I have the Kill Order and the Fever Code. The Fever Code just came out. Then you have the Kill Order, which is the origin of the Maze Runner, and Fever Code, story of how the maze was built. So I might begin those, but I want to get like the movie edition because I guess I kind of like the covers a little bit better. I'm not one for like keeping like all the same covers, the first covers that came out, and then getting all those. More of a mixture, but I might find the Maze Runner in the movie edition. At least get that done. And then I have the Kill. They might do the Kill Order, and then Fever Code. I'll have to look into that, but I'll begin those. If not, I'll just go ahead and get the first edition covers. Next, I got this at Walmart. I forget what I paid. I think it was $13. But the Three Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. It says, in every generation on the island of Finburn, I'm saying that right? No, I'm sorry. A set of triplets is born, 3 queens, all equal heirs to the crown, and each possessor of a coveted magic. Mirabelle is a fierce elemental, able to spark hungry flames or vicious storms at the snap of her fingers. Catherine is a poisoner, one who can ingest the deadliest poisons without so much as a stomachache. So that'll be interesting with being a royal, because they used to poison the royals to get rid of them. That's why they had royal food testers, because they weren't worried. Well, they poison the food. Oh well, commoner dies. That's what they pretty much thought, so they weren't worried about it. So if one died, they went ahead and got somebody else to fill the position. Wouldn't want that position, because you never know when you're actually going to die. Well, in real life, you never know when you're actually going to die, but wouldn't want that job. And then Arsino, I think that's how you say it, her name. A naturalist is said to have the ability to bloom the reddest rose and control the fiercest of lions. But becoming the queen crowned isn't solely a matter of royal birth. Each sister has to fight for it, and it's not just a game of win or lose, it's life or death. The night the sisters turn 16, the battle begins. The last queen standing gets the crown. Oh, I'm sorry. Next, I had to wait for this because I want to get all the paperbacks instead of hardback. And it's Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, the Hammer of Thor, which is the second one in the series. Then they have, I believe, the Ship of the Dead is the third one. The Ship of the Dead is the third book, but they have it still in paperback. Or they have it in hardback still, so waiting for that, because I think the next one, it's going to be coming out. So the next one's going to be coming out. And it's pretty much 6 weeks after the first one. Agnes adjusted to life at the Hotel Valhalla. And he's the son of Frey, the god of summer, fertility, and health. Doesn't exactly fit in with the rest of Odin's chosen warriors. And he's been training for Ragnarok. Sorry. I just seen the Thor movie, so I should have known that. Ragnarok. Along with everyone else, his days have settled into a new kind of normal. Should have known there's no such thing as normal in the Nine Worlds. His friends Hartthorn and Blitzen have disappeared. A new hallmate is creating chaos. According to a very nervous goat, a certain object belonging to Thor is still missing. So the hammer. Wonder if this kind of ties in a little bit with why Thor lost his hammer in Thor Ragnarok. If you've seen the movie, it's really good. If you haven't, you should go ahead and go see that. And the Thunder God's enemies will stop at nothing to gain control of it. Time to summon Jack, the Sword of Summer, and take action. To battle, the only action Jack seems to be interested in is dates with other magical weapons. So it sounds really interesting. And then I want to wait to get the third one in paperback. If not, I'm just going to go ahead and get it. Sorry. Just going to go ahead and get it in paperback. Or hardback. Because it should be a couple more months. I haven't got to reading Magnus Chase yet. I should really get it because I like Rick Riordan. I've read a part of Percy Jackson. Haven't read The Last Olympians. I don't have those. Except for, I believe, the first book I have. I have the first book of that series. And I haven't read Trials of Apollo, and I have the first book of that series. So, interested in reading that. And one of the books that I'm going to be reading, I think this month, I'm going to try to read it, is The Cabin by Natasha Preston. And I have 3 books of hers that I got at Target at like 7 something. I believe one was 7 something. Okay, this was 8 something. 2 were 8 something, then one was 7 something. I don't know why they're different prices, but okay. So you have The Cabin. It says they think they're invincible. They think they can do and say whatever they want. They think there are no consequences. They're left with no choice. It's time for them to pay for their sins. A weekend partying at a remote cabin is just what Mackenzie needs. She can't wait to get loose with her friends, but a crazy night of fun leaves 2 of them dead, murdered. With no signs of a 4th century struggle, suspicion turns to the 5 survivors. Someone isn't telling the truth, and Mackenzie's first mistake, assuming the killing is over. So I have, if you watched my, maybe the part 1 or 2 with the thrift store books, which begin to more of those eventually. But I have, I had The Cellar, which is with the guy with the rose flowers, where he captures those girls, 3 girls, and calls them like, one's a Lily, Violet, I think, and then I forget the other one. But yeah, there's that. I love the cover of it. I love the cover. It was actually all of hers. And I was at the store deciding, it's like, okay, I want to get 1 or 2 of them. And then I'll probably wait and get the other one next month, or get 1 this month, and then get the other 2 next month. But I'm like, well, why not get all 3? And then I got another book along with that, at Target. I didn't get the Beauty and the Beast Twisted Tales one. Then I got that early on last month when I was looking for another book. So I don't have that, or had that then. But these next 4 books I got at Target. But yeah, it sounds really interesting. Not as interesting as the other 2 ones I got, but they still sound interesting. I'm not really into like mystery kidnapping thrillers, but I read got The Cellar at Salvation Army, paid less than $1 for it, so I thought it sounded really good. I'm like, I kind of want it, but kind of don't, because I looked at it, I'm like, I really don't want to read a book like that. And then I'm like, I started looking through the other books and the other shelves after that, and I'm like, I really want to read that, so I went ahead and got it. And then I seen these, and at first I forgot who wrote The Cellar, but yeah, then I seen the back where it's like showed The Cellar, and then the other book I got too. Yeah, there's that. And the next book I got is Awake by Natasha Preston. It says, of course the dress was white. That is what I'm supposed to dye in, I thought. Not many people knew what their last outfit would be. I pulled it over my head. It fit me perfectly. It had long, loose-fitting sleeves, a modest neckline, and waves of material on the skirt. I hated it. There was no shoes, and I was afraid I'd have to run through the forest barefoot, but there weren't a lot of options. Besides, I'd run barefoot over a bed of nails to get away. Scarlett, are you ready? He called. I looked in the mirror and took a deep breath. Time to fight for my life. Scarlett Goner doesn't remember anything before the age of 4. But a car accident changes everything. She starts to remember pieces of past that frighten her. Past her parents hide from her, a secret that could get her killed. Interesting. So yeah, that was interesting. It's a little bit like a bigger font. That sounds in. There's a guy named. He has parts where it's like Scarlett's side, and it's like Noah. So now I'm wondering who is Noah. Is Noah the guy that kidnapped her, or what? I don't. Okay, yeah. Cabin isn't like that, but Awake is. So, better question is, who's Noah? Is it? Kind of want to know why she was kidnapped, but who's Noah? That's the better question of what is going on. And so yeah, I have that. Well, this is the one I paid $7 something for instead of $8 something. And then another one that I thought was interesting is You'll Be Mine by Natasha Preston. Kind of want to see if she has any more, if I like them. They sound really interesting, so I hope I like them, because I normally don't like getting new books unless I really, really know I'm going to like them. But I'm not more like a mystery person. Been lately, but more it's like bookstore mystery, where she runs a bookstore. Or my veterinary ones, where she's a veterinarian, but she also solves mysteries. So those are interesting ones. So, kind of interested in reading these. And it says, Love turns deadly. Roses are red, violets are blue. Watch your back, I'm coming for you. Lila and her friends can't wait to spend a night out together. Partying is the perfect way to let loose some stress of life and school, and Lila hopes that hitting the dance floor with Chase, her best friend, will bring them closer. She's been crushing on him since they met. If only he thought of her the same way. The girls are touching up their makeup, and the guys are sliding on their coats when the doorbell rings. No one is there. An envelope sits on the doormat. It's an anonymous note addressed to their friend, Sunny. A secret admirer? Maybe. They all laugh it off. Except Sunny never comes home, and a new note arrives. Your turn. Dun dun dun. So that sounds interesting. So is it Chase doing it? Okay, so who kidnapped Sunny? Where's Sunny? Is Sunny doing it? Or who took Sunny? Yeah, there's that one. And the last book I've been waiting a while for, and I read part of the audiobook of it, and it was really, really good that I've read. I watched the movie. The movie was really good. Kind of had really questions at the end of what happened, why she... And it's The Shape of Water by Daniel Cross and Guillermo del Toro. I think I'm saying that right. Sorry about that. And I paid a lot for it. Maybe $24 for it? $18, $24? I have about $18 for it. A little bit more than sometimes I spend on my books. But I've been looking for this book for the last couple months. I knew it was coming out. I went to Target last month to see if they had it. I ended up picking up Max and the Beauty and the Beast, A Twisted Tale. Since I didn't find this, but we had to go there the other day to get my brother's medicine for him. So, ended up looking through the books to see what they had, see if they had any new books. And I seen this, it was the last one. I'm like, mine. I don't care what I have to spend, mine. So yeah. And pretty good. It says, it is 1962, and Elsa Escobedo, mute her whole life, orphaned as a child, is struggling with her humdrum existence as a janitor working the graveyard shift at Baltimore's Occam Aerospace Research Center. Or not for Zelda, a protective co-worker, and Giles, her loving neighbor, she doesn't know how she'd make it through the day. Then one fateful night, she sees something she was never meant to see. The center's most secretive asset ever. An amphibious man captured in the Amazon to be studied for Cold War advancement. The creature is terrifying but also magnificent, capable of language and of understanding emotions, and Elsa can't keep away. Okay. Calm down. Using sign language, the two learn to communicate. Soon, affection turns into love, and the creature becomes Elsa's sole reason to live. But outside forces are pressing in. Richard Strickland, the obsessed soldier who tracked the asset through the Amazon, wants nothing more than to dissect it before the Russians get a chance to steal it. Elsa has no choice but to risk everything to save her beloved. With the help of Zelda and Giles, Elsa hatches a plan to break out the creature, but Strickland is onto them, and the Russians are, indeed, coming. Developed from the ground up as a bold two-tiered release, one story interrupted by two artists In the independent mediums of literature and film, The Shape of Water is unlike anything you've ever read or seen. So yeah, I read. Oh, that's. I didn't know that it has some pictures in there. There's a few. Actually, not that bad. So, it's like 34 chapters, kind of short little chapters though. Roughly 314 pages. So, a little bit long, a little bit short, not that bad. I read some of it. I forget exactly how much I read. I think about it. I listened to the preview sample, not audiobook, so like the first 5 minutes. So not that much. But yeah. Sounds really interesting. And the last. It's 6 o'clock, and I wish they were done for the day. I really wish they were done. But yeah, the last book I got, and I got this month. I got it yesterday in the mail, and it's A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas, and it's from A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's kind of a short novella type. Picks up after A Court of Wings and Ruins and sets the stage for the thrilling events in the future books. So is there more in the series? Is she doing another series and it's kind of tying in with this? I'm interested to know. If any of you really know about it, shoot a comment down below and ask. But it says, Fairy, Reese, and their close-knit circle of friends are still busy rebuilding the Night Court in the vastly changed world beyond, but winter solstice is finally near, and with it a hard-earned reprieve. Yet even the festive atmosphere can't keep the shadows of the past from looming. As Fairy navigates her first winter solstice as High Lady, she finds that those dearest to her have more wounds than she anticipated, scars that will have a far-reaching impact on the future of their court. And it's narrated by Fairy and Reese. And they have the book, and it's more of a shorter version than the rest of them. I think the rest of them are like 300 something to 600 pages long. But this one is 229 pages. And then it has a sneak peek of the next book. There isn't a title, but I have a sneak peek of it. So, and there's a couple, maybe 20 pages preview of it. So that'll be interesting. I'm not sure when the next book is coming out. I think it's sometime next year, actually. Hold on. I believe so. I know, her other series, A Throne of Glass, that I got all of them so far, hers is coming out in October, I believe. That's 3.1. So it's not really number 4, and it, like 3.5, it's like 3.1. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's number 4. It's untitled. They don't have anything about it, and it's going to be published next year. So I'm debating whether I want to read this right now, this month, for my books, or if I want to read it later on, maybe at the end of the year, whenever it's supposed to come out, because it doesn't say exactly what the date is, but it just says 2019, so sometime next year. So maybe May of next year. So do I want to wait that long? I really want to see what happens with Fairy and Rhysand. Rhysand is my favorite. I mean, I liked her and Tamlin in the first book a little bit, but then after they got out of the mountain, he kind of was an asshole. So, really didn't like him, and then started liking Rhysand. Funny. Interesting. A little bit damaged, but still interesting. Sorry. And next books I don't have any more new books, but these are all used books that I forgot to add to the list of before in the first 2 videos, and some of them I got yesterday and today, I believe was. Yeah, no, day before. I got them the first and today, and then some of them I didn't add before. But I have Savage Torment by Cassie Edwards, American Indian Romance. It says, free-spirited Judith McMahon idea of a good adventure. It doesn't involve taking over her father's lumber business, but the Chippewa country surrounding the mill inflames her imagination. The reality is something she could never have prepared for. A vile stranger who sets her blood on fire, makes her tremble like a fawn, and calls her his enemy. Fierce yet sensual Stronghawk is a Chippewa chieftain's son who grieves for his tribe's vanishing way of life. Stronghawk's own mixed heritage has left him a man torn between worlds. Now this beautiful white woman has come to threaten his wilderness and steal his heart. Together they face a dark storm of danger and treachery, guided only by the beating of their hearts and dreams of a new beginning. So there's that. Okay, and the other books I'm going to be doing in part 5. Sorry, long videos. Hopefully you're still paying attention and watching them. If not, that's okay. If you didn't see the other videos before this, that's okay. So, see you in the next video.